are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the new Hitman game.
Just called Hitman.
It just called Hitman, yeah.
Excellent. And this was just announced this week.
Yeah.
But I feel like has been in development for a while, yeah?
It has, yeah, and it's great finally to be able to talk about it, right? So for the last 2 years, we've just sent out an open letter to the fans about what we want to do with the new Hitman game. So finally here at E3, we are ready to talk about it. We have revealed it, so it's really great to be here.
So here's my first impression of what was shown yesterday. Is that I have a lot of options of how to do my hits, which I think is what we all like about the original Hitman games, yeah? Is that something that was like a focus primarily with making the new Hitman?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've been doing Hitman for 15 years now.
Yeah.
So, we looked back at the games we did before and, looking into what's really good about it. What is the core experience of Hitman? And, looking at games like Blood Money, the big sandboxes, and the hits being in the center.
Yeah.
That's really, what we did with the new Hitman game.
Yeah.
So taking that, combine that with the high fidelity graphics from Absolution, and combining that into a game and just taking that to the next level. That's what we've been doing with the new Hitman game.
What is the next level?
Yeah. So we're doing something new.
Okay.
We believe it's bold. We're really excited about it. So, from December the 8th, we will start the digital experience of a new Hitman game.
Mm-hmm.
And it will create a world of assassination that will grow, deepen, and expand throughout 2016. That means we'll invite the gamers into the community, into this world where they'll travel the world and kill high-profile targets, and this will evolve. So, meaning there will be new cities all over the world, new missions, new locations, and new hits will appear throughout 2016.
So what does that mean within, like, with me playing the game? Let's just say I'm on the start menu. Like, do I go to a separate mode?
No, I mean, no. You start the game and you start up in some of the locations we've already been talking about, like fashionable Paris or exotic, Marrakesh, Morocco, or the sunny coast city, Italy. So there will be a narrative. I mean, it's centered around the hits.
Yeah.
So that's the main driver and the subplots under the hits. But there's an overarching story, and that story will progress and be concluded in 2016.
Whoa, okay. That's really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
So I can even see the credits when I first get this game? Is that what you're saying?
Well, when you first start the journey experience, the last, let me say, like the last location or hit is not totally finished yet.
Okay.
So we release only finished content, obviously.
Yeah.
But we haven't finished the last part, and that's because for the first time, I mean, before we've been working really, really hard for years and putting the game in a box, and it's just like here, out there to the fans, and there are many things they like, and there are a couple of things they would like a bit differently, but there was nothing we could do about it before, right? It's like gone, it's out there.
Yeah.
But this is different. So as this universe evolves, we're doing that together with the gamers, with the community. So we're getting feedback all the time, which will shape the experience throughout 2016, meaning that the content we will release later in 2016 will be affected by the community and the gamers to make the best possible Hitman experience. And the same goes for features. I mean, there might be something about the disguise system they want different to have a better experience. That's also something we'll be able to do something about throughout the experience. So that's a very new path for us and very exciting direction for us.
So let's say when does the game launch?
December the 8th.
Okay, so it launches on December 8th, but it's going through 2016.
Yes.
So let's say just specifically, like how many hits are in December 8th version of the game?
Yeah. So it's difficult to say the December 8th version, right? The experience is going to start there. There will be several locations. We talked about some of them already. Several locations and the hits that goes with that, and that will evolve over time. What I we will come into more details as we get closer to the December release. But let me just say it like that. This is the biggest game we've created. It's a lot bigger than Absolution. And the sandbox, just to give you an idea, the sandboxes we created are around 6 times bigger than the biggest levels in Absolution. So it's really, high fidelity, big sandbox without any checkpoints, so bigger than ever in a Hitman game, with a lot more NPCs, AI to play around with. So we're looking at 5 times more NPCs. We will have up to 300 NPCs and crowd characters on top of that in this big sandbox, right? So we also created something called the contracts mode in Absolution, where once you're done with the hits, you can go on and create your own contracts, your own hits, mark the characters, and regardless of which character, you can make them a target, and you can take them out in various ways. So with this bigger sandboxes and deeper AI, there will be so many new different ways of taking them out, and we're really looking forward to seeing the community, all the different ways they're gonna do this.
Are there still things like where I can go off this path and take out a delivery man and then dress up like a delivery man and then sneak in as hey, I have a package? Is there still things like that?
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
That's what I love about Hitman, to be honest.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of freedom here, right? So I mean, you can go in there and you can be brutal and kill the target with your weapons or with an axe and try to get away with that. That's entirely up to you. But you can also pull off some really genuine masterpiece.
I love that we call them that.
Where,
the masterpiece assassinations.
You take this, different disguises. You walk around first, right? You try to, understand the situation. Find the target and kind of understand what he's doing. Does he like to drink a cocktail once in a while? Well, all right, okay, maybe I can take out a bartender, take his disguise, and poison his drink. And in our game, in New Hitman, it's not just poison. There are different types of poisons. Also, there's very deep systems. So we're gonna have poison that will kill him right away.
Sure.
Or we're gonna have different kind of poisons that will make him sick. So you can isolate the target. He'll go into the restroom and you can take him out there and get away with it.
Drown him in the toilet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle said.
You can do that, literally.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So also in terms of freedom of approach, I mean, the sandbox is being bigger and more complex. You also have opportunities, for more tactical approaches. You'll unlock tools. You'll unlock weapons. You'll unlock, as you play the location more and more, you'll unlock new stash points. So before you start your mission, you can actually place weapons in different stash points, for example, a sniper rifle, and get past the frisking areas and security areas and grab the weapons there and pull off a hit like that.
In one of the trailers, these lights above the walkway crash onto the hit. How do we do that? How do we make something that dramatic happen?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna, tell about all the different secrets in there, but obviously in the game trailer, you see the last thing is it's the big light rig there is falling on top of Mr. Novikov. Yeah. But there are a couple of steps. This is a part of it, right? You need to learn. What the target is doing.
Yeah.
First of all, Novikov is having these arguments with the chief designer, and you need to find a way for him to take the stage, Novikov, and then, there are ways for you to, fiddle with the light rig and make that accidental hit happen. And when it happens like that, people think this was a crazy accident, right? Nobody's looking at you and just get away with murder.
That's what makes it a masterpiece assassination.
Exactly.
Sorry, do you have a question?
From chat has a ton of questions.
Okay,
so whenever
excellent.
you guys are ready.
We can take them. We can absolutely take some questions from chat.
They're looking just majorly for clarity. Some people think that Agent 47 looks younger than previous games. Does this take place is it a prequel? Is it an origin story? Where is it set in the timeline? And if yes or no, is this a good entry to start with?
Yeah. So, we say it's after Absolution, but as we like to say back home in the studio, he's a bit of a timeless character, right? I mean,
James Bond.
Yeah, kind of a James Bond thing, right? He's a timeless character, so we can't really put an age on Agent 47. But I mean, in terms of if this is a good point to start with the Hitman series, I think it's an excellent point to start. As you know, Hitman. There's a reason why we call it Hitman only, right? This is kind of the foundation of something new. I wouldn't call it a reboot, but just something fresh, something bold that we're doing. So it will be a really good point to start, where it will be, you'll be introduced to these very hit-centric experiences, but also be a part of the community that will shape the experience throughout 2016. There will also be these pulses. So you have the hits, you have contracts, but you'll also have some live events. So imagine you have a time-limited target that will only be there for 48 hours. So maybe in Paris, the special target is there, and the community will collaborate. We expect to figure out where the target is, because it's not somebody yet. You will have to discover and walk around in the sandbox and try to find the target.
I can't just
and
go.
we imagine that the community will collaborate and help each other to find these targets. And some of them will compete, try to take this target out as before the other ones, right?
And so this isn't just like a person who glows on my HUD, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's something where you have to discover and find the target.
I love that.
And it's a one-off, right? It's if the target gets away, that's it.
I love
it's gone
that
forever.
too.
In my game or everyone's game?
In everyone's game, right?
Whoa.
So there's
It's
like
one-off.
royalty in town, and you have 48 hours while they're touring. Oh,
exactly.
That's
So
really
you'll
cool.
get some special rewards and some bragging rights as well. But it's one shot, one kill also, right? So if the way that target dies, that's the way the target dies. And
Officially, that's canon.
That's it. You have one try there. So it gives a bit more, these. I will call them real-time events, a bit more nerve, pulse to the live aspect of our experience.
Sorry, I'm stuck on masterpiece assassinations. Can you give me another example of one besides poison and the things falling down?
Yeah.
What to you is the perfect masterpiece assassination?
And chat's also really wondering, is there an assassination in the game that you see as being like one of the most complex? Like, how would you describe?
Oh, there's so many. Now
Yeah.
the boys back home in Copenhagen, they're gonna be angry with me if I talk too much in details.
Yeah.
But let me give you another, another one. In another location, we have a target that is really fond of golfing.
Yes.
And there are. Agent 47 has a lot of tools at his disposal. So fluid, liquid explosives, and a golf ball, and checking on disguises, putting the golf ball somewhere, and the golfer going at it, and boom.
Can I be his?
So there are many different advanced kills you can pull off.
Can I be his caddy while that happens?
Well, yeah. Something
So I can like
that,
sit
yeah.
there and just watch him do it
man.
too.
You
Just
should
like hand him
probably
the
keep a
golf ball.
distance
Just
there
like-
when it
yeah,
happens, right? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's very good. Sorry, I have another question. We talked a lot about the feedback that you want and to like implement.
Yeah.
So how do I give you feedback? How would I, playing the game, like let you know what I would like to see in the future?
I mean, there will be more detail about that. I mean, the different channels will get feedback, but we have different means of doing that. I mean, one is asking the gamers and the community directly. The other way is obviously we'll be listening in with the different tools we have.
So you're
How
watching
many
me,
times-
you're watching me play?
Well, not like that, but I mean, via the server, we can see how many times has this target been killed with this weapon, right?
Sure, yeah.
Could we do anything to tweak that experience? So, so you will get different kind of experience as well, instead of this one way of playing it. Because one of the central strengths of a Hitman game is to experiment, right?
Yeah.
Is to understand how this simulation works, right, in this big sandbox. And once you understand that, then you can, all right, maybe I can do this. I mean, it would be really cool if I do this, and you try it and it happens, you succeed, and you're like, wow, cool, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is extremely gratifying. This is also the masterpiece assassination we were talking about. And going way back, as I said, we've been doing Hitman for 15 years, and way back, gamers have been uploading videos of the different creative ways they have killed their targets, which we as developers never thought of when we created the game, right?
Yeah.
So they're posting, YouTube or different videos and showing off, right? Like, look how I killed this target, and this is where contracts that we introduced Absolution really gives the players power and opportunity to express themselves, show off and compete with their creativity.
I love that kind of thing. Okay, sorry.
No,
I keep interrupting with my own questions.
No
I'm sorry,
problem.
everybody who's
No,
watching.
it's great.
Okay.
They're such organic questions.
Okay.
How many missions will we see at launch? Any idea right now?
Yeah, I have an idea, but there are a couple of details we're still looking at. So as we come closer to December the 8th, we will come with more details on that.
Yeah, no problem. Can you reveal if David Bateson will return as the voice actor for this game?
He's in.
That's a thumbs up. It's a thumbs up on Hurius. And I guess you touched on it a bit earlier, like will disguises still be a huge factor in this game? We've questions about what kind of the craziest outfits are that we'll see in the game, and can you wear? Does he wear a wig? Will Agent 47 wear a mustache? That kind of thing.
That would be cool. So that's a major part of the Hitman games, right?
Yeah.
The disguise gameplay, and it's very much front and center. We have so many different disguises they can take on. And if you're a fan of the Hitman series, you know that we tend to put in a lot of Easter eggs, and we have dark humor in Denmark. So a lot of that is obviously expressed in our game. So there will be very exotic, eccentric, and many different disguises that you will be able to put on.
Very cool. This is from Mr. E. Fox. He wants to know if you've looked at any of the methods speedrunners have used in the other games, and if this has influenced your level design in the new Hitman.
I mean, it's so hard to build such a big sandbox because you wanna try to balance the small experiences and design experiences, all these subplots with the rich characters in there. At the same time, you want to have this systemic game. Balancing it's really difficult. So some players, we're doing a lot of user research. Obviously, sometimes we think it will take some time before players will decode the level and find creative ways of killing the targets. Sometimes they get really creative, right? And figure a way to smuggle in a sniper from the start area, and this fragment of a second where the target is visible in the building far away, they take them out, and within the first 10 seconds the target is dead, right? And we always debate whether that's a good thing or bad thing. I mean, again, it's back to if you can pull it off, you're creative enough, why not share that and brag about it?
I think that's a success of game design if that can possibly happen. I'm into that kind of thing. I'm happily finish a level in 10 seconds. Because basically, and it sounds like you can spend an hour in a stage too.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, locations are the biggest ones we made, and finishing a mission, killing a target in Paris, is not finishing Paris, right? There will be a lot more to discover and to unlock in there.
What kind of things do you unlock?
Well, entry point to a location is not necessarily the same exit point as well. So you can unlock different exit points. You can unlock the chopper, so you can, very fashionable, very stylish escape, taking the chopper and escape like that. Or if you find the keys, for example, you can escape with a speedboat from Paris, for example. So you can.
If I find the keys to the speedboat?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you can. So the more you play, the more you discover about a location, the more the opportunities open up. So stash points, unlocking items, unlocking weapons, and putting them, unlocking stash points so you can strategically put them different places, unlocking exit points, and completing challenges. There will be hundreds of challenges in the new Hitman game. So there are always a reason to come back, and a part of this digital world of assassination that we're doing means that Paris is not only one-off either with the missions or the targets we're going to do on that. I mean, it's very likely that there will be new targets, new missions happening, and it's very likely that Paris will expand.
It's very likely that it will happen.
Yes. Yes.
So I guess, okay, no, we're going to do one more question. Sorry, it'll be a quick one. One last question, then we'll wrap up. I'm sorry for asking so many questions. Do we have one last good question?
Is that suspicion meter back that all the people with the same outfit will recognize you?
This is suspicion meter?
Yes, it's from...
Yeah. So we will tweak the features a bit from since Absolution. We believe we made them a bit less intrusive, but at the same time still very informative, right?
Yeah.
And the tension that was with the suspicion meter, we kept it. I think we have a really elegant system, and I'm really looking forward for the gamers to try it out.
Cool. And you said the game comes out December 8th?
Yes.
Cool. That is Hitman, only Hitman, and Hitman at all.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's cut back to Ian Cam as we swap again.
Hi.